Hey guys, welcome back. I'm GoldenKnite and today I'm playing Factory Town. In this episode, we're not actually going to continue. I'm going to be discussing a little bit of the concepts of the game because this is going to be the last time I play this game unless you guys specifically request it, or there is a huge update that completely changes how the game runs. But quick, I want to go over something that I discussed in the last episode where I said that I don't think the stores or markets have any type of inventory. I thought they held unlimited amount of resources. That is not true. They actually do have an inventory. I was told by someone who commented on my page saying they're kind of like a warehouse where they only can hold so much. So if you don't have enough houses that are selling or buying the products, the store won't sell them and then they'll get backlogged as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. But the main thing that I wanted to discuss is basically core resources in the game and how you make those resources unlimited. So let's dive on into it. So to bring up all the resources in the game, if you go to the bottom left, you can click on shared inventory, or you can select the hotkey I and it's going to bring up your shared inventory right here. You can see how it brings it up if I hit that shortcut. And our core resources are going to be wood, stone, iron ore, gold ore, coal, anything that can be grown on a farm such as grains, vegetables, cotton, herbs, potatoes, and then tomatoes, and then anything that can be grown on a tree is also going to be a core resource, like pears and apples. And I believe berries are grown on a vine, but those can also be grown on a farm as well. And then later on in the game, you can get mana shard, firestone, airstone, waterstone, and earthstone. And these are very important, but these are usually gathered by a mine, or you can have a special type of drill that can get them as well. But the mine will allow you to basically renew that resource later on using a special structure. Now, the reason I call these core resources is because when you get these resources, you can make them into other things. For instance, wood can be made into planks, which can be made into reinforced planks, and it can also be used for other things as well. Stone is the same way, where you can make stone into stone bricks. You can also turn it into mana bricks, and you can also make it into polished stone, which is down here. So essentially, if you're able to get unlimited wood, unlimited stone, and along all the other core resources, you'll have unlimited any other resource as well, because you can create those resources as you go. Now, although the game is called Factory Town and the whole point is to make everything automated, the major goal, I would say, would to make everything unlimited so you never run out of anything. So we do have to make all of these core resources unlimited. And I'm going to explain how we can do that for each one of them. Now, wood's pretty easy because you just need a forester who cuts down the trees and then regrows them as he goes, so you never run out of them. I believe a forester can also pick the trees so you can get those apples and pears, and then he should regrow those as well so you don't run out of the fruits either. The mine is a very important one because it can get all of your ores, which would include iron ore, gold ore, it gets stone, coal, and it gets all the shards as well. So the mana shards, and then the firestone, earthstone, airstone, and the waterstone. Now, the mine alone won't just make your resources unlimited, but what it does is it depletes the resource so it can be renewed later using a different structure. I'm going to show you what that looks like, and then we'll talk about that other structure. So if you go over here, you can see that I have iron ore deposit depleted, but you see that it's actually a little ball. Now, if you mine it with people, you can see how it disappears, but this was mined with my actual mine, so it only becomes depleted, which means I can restore these depleted deposits. To restore the depleted ores, you would build an earth shrine right next to it and regenerate supply of nearby natural resources using transmitted earth mana power. So of course you'd have to be using earth mana to restore the ores, but it's still completely worth it. You can also build ore in the building section. So if you go farming and mining, you'll have place stone. You can place other deposits as well as these stones. So if for whatever reason you do run out of ores in an area and you want to make sure it's filled up completely to capacity, you can put your own in. Of course, it comes at a cost, but it could be useful if you're trying to make this more efficient. Like right now, it's not as efficient as it could be. For everything else, a farm is basically necessary just to regrow all of your grains and other things that are grown on a farm, but it does make it unlimited because they regrow. And you can see I have mine over here where it is farming this stuff, and as soon as it dies off, it refarms it as well. You can increase the production of the units being grown on the farm by applying water and fertilizer. Fertilizer is made in a pasture, but that's not an unlimited source. That will be made later. But water is an unlimited source, and you can either dig down to water level and water will automatically appear, or you can use a well, which will be found in your build menu, not very expensive to make, and it produces unlimited amounts of water as well. And then you can use a grabber that will grab water from the well and place it into any of the buildings you want. I feel that is the most effective way to water all of your crops to make sure they regrow fast enough. If you have a large enough farm though, you may not have to worry about that. It really depends on how many structures are sharing that plot of land. But from there, basically everything can be unlimited. It's just a matter of how you cycle through your buildings to make sure everything is being used up. For instance, I have a forester here going to a storage unit. These woods are sent to make paper, but then it also goes on to make planks, which go into the barn for more storage, and then those planks make wheel, which go into the storage as well. The barns are very useful because they are shared inventory, which is what this is. If you put it in a silo, that won't be shared. That doesn't mean silos are useless. I recommend building a whole bunch of silos together and then they output to a barn as the final building. By doing that, you'll have the storage of all the silos added onto the barn. So although the barn can only hold 50 of each silo will pump into it when the barn gets depleted, and it will continue to pump into it. But that's basically it. If you're able to basically make your core resources unlimited, you can make everything else unlimited as well. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy to do that. You can see how I have everything everywhere, but that was before I understood the game more. So if you guys are looking into playing this game, or if you're playing it already, I highly recommend checking out all of your buttons that you have all around the screens, and also going into your menu options here, go to options and go to controls, and just check out all of the shortcuts to everything. You'll find out there's a lot of shortcuts that this guy put in that he didn't describe. They will show up in the tips, but tips take forever to get through. So one of the more important ones would be T, which takes you straight into your mana, which is a lot easier because I did not know how to get in and out of that. And M, which allows you to move buildings around without destroying them. This would have been very useful for me because I wasn't aware that you could do this. The only thing I'm looking forward to him doing, hopefully in the future, is when you build a building and you go to move it, or when you're building a building in general, you can hold a button on the keyboard and raise the building up and down and automatically build the scaffolding for you. But that's going to be something that I'm assuming will be released later. He is developing very hard on this game, and as I speak, he's actually even rebalancing the game completely so it goes a little bit smoother and you don't get stuck at certain points at certain times. I hope this helped you guys, and in the description I'm going to put some guides that I found that can actually assist you even further if you're getting stuck on how to do specific things and how you should build specific things and what order of things you should actually build. But if you guys did like this, please like, comment, subscribe. I do have one is more, but thanks for watching guys, and until next time, huzzah!